My name is Chris, I'm 20 years old and I am the founder of Inline Performance Car Club.
My name is Martin, I'm 18 years old.
Hey guys, my name's Cole and I'm 22 years old.
Hey, I'm Hawad and I'm 21 years old.
I'm Chase, 19 years of age. And
my name's Rider and I'm 22 years old.
Currently I have a 1997 BMW 328i with a stage 2 clutch, lightweight flywheel, and limited slip differential that I keep as my daily for work. And then I have a project car, which is a 2002 BMW M3 with a 6-speed manual gearbox. I finished building the engine actually, and I'm waiting to put it in and turbocharge it, and I think it's going to be a lot of fun.
Currently, I own a M50 swapped 318 sedan. Prior to that, I had a 97 328 IS. I had a 328 97 convertible that I sold to Chris. Also, two parts cars, doesn't really count.
Yeah. I have a 2003 BMW M3, sadly SMG, swap coming soon. And I have a 328 95 project car, it's going to be the drift car. I have a 2003 325i touring stick shift conversion. And a 2001 400. Hey, you gotta throw the 400 in there, bro. This is the parts getter.
I currently have a 335 BMW, 07, and 54.
Alright, so Beamers, I've owned a 92 sedan, 96 318 Ti, 95 gray coupe. It had an angle kit, fully gutted. And then I got this, 325i, non-Vanos.
So right now I have a 1992 Mazda Miata, which is this one. I have a 06 WRX, which is broken. 98 Honda Civic, which is not broken but ugly. And I have an 84 Datsun 300ZX Turbo.
I've been into cars for as long as I can remember. My dad's always had something to work on, or I've always had something to work on. I started off with a V6 Mustang that only had reverse. When I was 15 years old, I bought it from somebody in a Lowe's parking lot. And then one day while I wasn't home, it got hit and run in front of my house, so I sold it right back to pick and pull. And after that, I bought a 2007 BMW 335i, and that's when my love for performance cars and inline engines specifically started. Unfortunately, less than a year of me owning that car, it burned to the ground because of a electrical fire. So I've always had BMWs, and currently they're my favorite car.
To be honest, I have not been into cars for a really long time. I only recently got into it beginning of my senior year, which was a year and a half ago. Prior to that, I knew absolutely nothing about cars, besides the fact that I really liked BMWs because my brother had an E36, a 328 IS. I owned it for like a month and then he sold it for $900. Real sad. Up until recently, I really didn't know anything about my car, and I did that M50 swap, and I feel like I'm a lot more aware and knowledgeable about my car than I ever was.
Alright, I started working on cars when I was like 18. I got my first 330 Ci, wrecked the shit out of it. Didn't really do anything on that car, just changed the wheels, tires. But then I got a 1989 325 IS, crashed it a little bit, boosted it, and then crashed it some more and sold it. I got another 1989 325i. The E30s really got me going into cars and easy to work on, like Lego cars. Oh man, it's an addiction, but it's not good. It's fun though.
I got into cars at a really young age. My dad had a couple dealerships growing up, and ever since then I've just been into cars. I love them.
My grandpa was a technician at Nissan for 50 years. My dad was a service writer at Nissan for like 30 years. So I was always around cars. And then when I turned 16, I had a chunk of change. I just wanted what I wanted. I picked it up. My parents were pissed. But now my dad likes them, so you know, it is what it is.
So I've been into cars like since forever, like since I was young. I think I initially got hooked on cars and thought cars were cool when I played Gran Turismo as a kid. I think that's why I stuck with like Japanese cars, because you see WRXs and all those cool cars from the 90s. I remember growing up thinking like, oh, one day I'll have that bug-eyed WRX. You know, it was just like a goal for me as a child. That's been like what got me hooked on it.
Currently, I'm working on my M3. I have a fully built engine that I'm ready to put into it, and also I'm planning on turbocharging it, and I'm trying to get 750 to 800 horsepower to the wheels, and I think it's going to be a lot of fun.
My current project is just getting my car dialed in to where I could drive it with confidence. After that, in the future, I am planning to boost it with a slight rebuild on the engine, and possibly after that, later down along the line, or maybe even a different car. It doesn't exactly have to be this one. Maybe an LS swap, but that's just, you know, that's just a thought, not really too much of a plan.
So right now I'm working on the 2003 M3. The rear subframe support ripped out, and then so we pulled the subframe. There was cracks everywhere. We had to weld them up and put in a new bar. I also have a 328i back here, 95. I bought it for 20 bucks. I'm putting in motor and trans in it, and it's gonna be a little drift whip.
My current project right now is this 335i. What I have done to it so far is just intake, I have exhaust, and a performance tune. I have a charge pipe sitting in my garage right now. Eventually I want to do single turbo, but right now, for now, basically that's what I have.
My current project would be swapping this thing with my 392 sedan as a stroker. And this thing's auto, by the way, auto tragic, so everybody knows. And reinforcing the subframe so I don't rip it out like the other one.
My current project, I have a Pro-Am Drift Miata that's been retired at my house, and I have to cut the cage out of it to put in this one. I have to just cut it up basically and then get it rolling. After that, I have my Subaru with the broken transmission, and I have the gear sets. I just have to put them in the case to get that car running again. And the project after that is get my Civic and the Z registered.